So it's been a good month and a half since I've actually had any fast food, seriously. And I keep hearing this Chick-Fil-A moved in, or it opened up about 2 weeks ago, and I cannot, everybody's been talking about it like crazy. They're really common down south, and we have one over on the west side, and I hear that they're really good, so I am going to give them a try. We'll see just how good they are. I hear it's just insanely busy here all the time, but it doesn't look too bad right now. I don't even know what's on the menu, to be honest. I've never been to a Chick-fil-A. I guess we'll just have to see. So while I haven't done an update in a while for anyone. I've been asked constantly how the car's running, how everything's going, and I can tell you that I'll tell you after.
Welcome to Chick-Fil-A. My name's Tasha. How may I serve you?
Yes, could I get the #1 meal without the pickle? And we'll add
What type of
cheese.
beverage?
Let's see, what do you, Dr. Pepper's fine. Does that come with mayo on it by chance?
It doesn't, because we don't put mayo on the sandwiches, but we just have the meal packets on the side.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, sure. That's all set.
Alright. May I get a name for your order?
Sean?
Sean?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Sean, that brings your total to $6.77. My pleasure to serve you at the window.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So that's interesting. What's the name on the order? I don't know, maybe it's like that McDonald's thing, because I've got 2 drive-thrus here. Maybe it's like that where they don't want to confuse the order. I don't know. But, well, anyways. So, car's running great. You can probably hear the exhaust leak that I've got going on. I have not fixed that yet. I just, it's been raining. I understand I've got a garage and all that other stuff, but I actually just been really busy, and the one time that I got up underneath there, everything was soaked and it was hot, so I said, I'll wait for a nice warm dry day and get it up on jacks and get a bolt. I need a high temperature bolt that'll be able to obviously stand up to the heat. So I'm gonna end up getting one that's a nut and a bolt, because there's a hole. You got the flange, right? You got 2 holes on each side of this flange, okay? And you've got bolts that come in through the backside, all right? And then you have nuts that screw in, and that's obviously what clamps down the 2 pieces that sandwiches them together. So I'm missing one of those, and if you remember from my downpipe video, I ended up having to cut one off because one of the nuts stripped out. It was so rusted, it was horrible under there, and so I ended up using a Sawzall, and I just cut it off. And then what I ended up doing was I drilled out the bolt, so that I could, or what was remaining of the bolt, that way I could actually put something in there rather than having to replace that flange that's on the exhaust side that goes out to the 2 mufflers. I'm just going to use a bolt and a nut and do that. It's the same thing. So it's got a slight leak. It's not that bad. It's enough that you can hear it. As I said, it's really not that bad. So I have to do that. I got my fender stripes or hash marks on, and they look pretty good, I think. My passenger rear tire is got a very, very slow leak. I lose about I'd say about a pound a day, maybe a little less than a pound. I'm pretty sure that it just needs to be rebeaded. I took it down to the tire shop last Friday after work, and they were, he said he had about a 2-hour wait, and it's like, I don't want to wait around. And then I called him on Monday, my day off, and at the time that I called him, he said it's going to be about a 2-hour wait again. So it's like, the one shop that I actually trust and like to go to and get my tires from and so on, they've been busy lately, or at least at the times that I've tried. So I'm not really too worried about it. I just put a couple pounds in every few days, and it seems to be okay. So, that's obviously, that's obviously fine. What else? I have to do a detail, a clean. I wanted to get the hash marks on before I do a full exterior detail with a wax, because you get the hash marks on after a wax, and the hash marks are going to stick to the wax. So I do have a video of me putting those on, a how-to video, and I'm actually working on that and several other videos at the same time that are going on all at once. So hoping to get that done. I've been busy with the kids lately a lot. They were on spring break, so I've been busy with them and haven't had too much time to sit down. All right, our turn. How are you? Yeah, Sean. Yep.
You got the chicken sandwich with no pickles, a medium fry, and Dr. Pepper? Mm-hmm. All righty, today it's $6.77. Mm-hmm. Here's that Dr. Pepper.
Thank you.
Your receipt and your card is in the bag. You have a wonderful day.
Perfect. You too. Thank you. So they put your credit card, debit card, in the bag. That's unusual. I've never had a fast food joint do that. So that's kind of unusual, I should say, but I guess no big deal. So what else is going on? I ordered a wide-angle lens for my Galaxy Note 5, which is what I'm running right now, and they sent me one for the Galaxy Note 4, and I don't know why. That was through Amazon. I already, Amazon's really been good. I've got Prime. Amazon has always been good, and so I sent them an email right away, and they actually sent another one out before I could even send it back. And I think they send a return envelope or something. So it should be another day or two, and I'll have that. And then finally, I'll be running with a wide-angle lens, because you guys can't see hardly anything on this. So there's that. Just little touch-ups, odds and ends. I need to. This Galaxy Note 5 actually does a better job as far as stability is concerned. The couple of videos that I've put out with it, I've noticed that it locks onto this dash and does not move at all, which is good. That's what I want. But the problem is that the software is taking the cars. If you notice, as a car passes, especially when I'm stopped, when I'm at a stoplight or something, if you notice when a car passes, it kind of jumps across the street. It just kind of almost does one of these things. The next time I'm at a stoplight, a car goes by, you'll notice it. So that's the software that's stabilizing things. It's taking stuff that is moving, and I don't know if it's thinking that whatever objects are moving, it needs to try to stabilize software-wise. I'm not really sure, but I noticed that it's kind of annoying. turning the stabilization off, though, there's still some stabilization on there, but it really makes things jittery and jumpy and so on. And part of that's because I need to tighten down this setup that I have, and I want to come up with something different, if possible. I'm not really sure. I guess this kind of depends. This here 360 camera, I had to order a new battery for it. I left it out in the garage for the winter, and I think it killed the battery because I charged the battery to what it said was full, and I charged it overnight too, and I was actually running with it, and probably about 10 minutes into my record, it shut off due to low battery, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I accidentally unplugged it or something while I was charging, and tried charging it again overnight, and same exact thing, battery. So the battery's not holding its charge, and so I have to, or I already ordered a new battery. It should actually be here today through Amazon, and it should be here today. And what I'm going to do, because, and I was going to do this before, and actually I set it up before, but didn't have the means. The battery itself is the weakest point in that 360 camera. There's no doubt about it. And so you can only get about 4 hours of time lapse recording. It's 1 frame every second. You only get about 4 hours, and then the battery dies, which I think is ridiculous. At least mine. I don't know. Maybe that battery was just a bad battery or something. But I've got a 10-foot USB cable. I've got a 10-foot USB cable, and I'm going to direct wire it into the fuse panel in the dash. And there's a couple of unused ones, and then you've got, I think a 10 amp ought to do it just fine. But I'm going to run the USB cable up underneath the roof, and then run it down the pillar down to the fuse box. And that will allow me to have it plugged in all the time, so that I can be recording all the time. And then, when I'm parked, when I'm at work, parked, or whatever, then I can just set it up for time lapse, and it'll keep recording. I wonder what they're doing here. I don't know, maybe somebody... There's a Costco that's moving in over here on this side, on the left side. This is Saginaw Highway, and we're on Lake Lansing Road. And then over here, on the right-hand side here, on the west end, they're doing something over there. Don't know what it is. Maybe somebody out there who's in the know for the area would have an idea. That Costco, oh, excuse me. That Costco is taking up a lot of space. I know there was some people complaining because all that was undeveloped. The only thing that they had there in that area was a little golf course. And actually, I've been there. It was abandoned. It was a putt-putt golf course. It was abandoned years back. And I actually went there and took a whole bunch of pictures of that golf course abandoned. What was that? And they ended up tearing it down, obviously, but it was all field and trees and so on. And of course, Costco moves in and tears everything down right away. And that had some people kind of in an uproar about how they got rid of everything. Well, that guy's in a hurry. I'm surprised he didn't just roll through, or that woman. I'm surprised she didn't just roll right through. I think I mentioned this before. Tom Izzo lives in that neighborhood back there. Been by his house once. In fact, we went trick-or-treating. He hands out candy. That's the Michigan State basketball coach. He hands out candy on Halloween, does pictures and so on. He's a pretty cool guy, actually. But he lives back in this area here on a Circle Drive. Nice house. Obviously, all these homes, you know, $500,000-$600,000, probably more than that. Probably some of these are $1 million. What was that? But anyway, so they even have a private tennis court. All right. So we're almost home. I'll try to get this video up today. You know, the videos just don't look as good without the wide angle. They just don't. You get this little frame here. So, you know, I haven't really been motivated to do any of these videos just because you can't hardly see anything. So, hopefully the next day or two I'll get that wide angle lens and then we'll all be back to normal. We'll just have to see. Alright guys, well, we'll catch you later. Take care.